Hello, VooTubers, it's me, I'm back, it's Gertie Rude. I'm back here on my perch, aren't I? Yes, I am. On this Friday afternoon, the 7th or something of July. Jeez, where has the month's gone? Wasn't long ago I was putting my Christmas tree away, VooTubers. What's going on? Even shorter time, I'll be getting it back out, won't I? Oh, can the world just stop, please? Just slow down. Right, well, where I am at the moment in Sussex, it's 30 degrees or something or other, if not more. My God. Yes, hard to breathe. It's so bleeding hot, but never mind. Hope where you are it's more comfortable. Anyway, I thought today, as it's Friday, and as she naffed me off yesterday, she really napped me off. She did, making the Queen cry. Never heard anything like it in my whole life. Jesus. Only two times I saw the Queen cry, and one was at the memorial of the 9/11, and one was just after Lord Porchester died. Poor old duck even held it together for her husband's funeral, but in fairness, when a person's got cancer, you're sort of ready for it. You're all cried out by the time they do pass, if you know what I mean. I mean, I've been there. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. But anyway, lighter note. Well, not so much of a lighter note, actually. I thought, oh, yes, hang on, before I move on, can you please like and subscribe to my channel? Please. I am begging you. I am on my knees begging. No, I'm not begging, am I? But anyway, if you could, it'll make an old girl very happy. And also, while we're on the subject, dear old, I don't want to say her name because I don't want the voodoo gods to get, get a bleeding heads up on it. But our little Welsh friend down in Welsh Wales, down in your Cardiff, she's back on voodoo viewers. So there you go, heads up. Shh, don't say I said. Hey, keep it between us. Shh. Anyway, moving on. Uh, I'm going to do this because she's really annoyed me yesterday. Like, more than what she usually annoys me. So I'm going to I'm going to go through this with you. I thought we'd stroll through it together and I would make appropriate comments so we can discuss. Yes, photo viewers. Here we
Now
go.
for the late
Here.
Princess Diana's former butler and
Right.
rock Paul Burrell. And according
Hello.
to a royal insider, Meghan Markle was,
Oh.
quote, knocked sideways
Yes.
and received a brutal reality check after she was dumped and labelled a grifter.
That's BS. She wouldn't have done that. I don't know who let that out. That's absolute BS. With narcissists, they just blame everyone else. Yeah, she's knocked sideways. How cruel everybody is to her. That's the truth of it. Anyway, come on, Mark. You are rather a good little radio person, aren't you? Or TV. Oh, no, it's not. It's GB News. Sorry, I stand corrected. Anyway, let's forge on.
By the streaming giant Spotify.
Yes.
And speaking to Closer magazine about how she'll respond to the PR crisis,
right.
The insider said her team have warned.
There's lots of crises going on around the world, isn't there, VooTubers? That are real crises, like, the Ukraine and what's going on in France and poor kids here, there and everywhere. And, people living in the fuegos of, where is it, Mexico City and the slums of Bangladesh. But no, let's all stop. Everybody stop on the Friday evening because we all need to worry, one and all, about dear Woko's crisis. Her team have warned her that there's no future with Harry. What a load of BS. I think we're being groomed into believing something here, don't you, VooTubers? Yes, I do, VooTube. Yes, I do. Well, remember, you heard it here first.
Her that there's no future with Harry.
Right.
And that she needs to start working on her individual projects rather than be being seen as one half of Brand Sussex.
Oh, no, well, she never was she? I mean, how deluded do you have to be? She's going to work on herself as an individual. We've had all that last year, didn't we? Every bleeding tedious week of her droning on and on and on about nothing. Load of old BS no one gives a bleeding hoot about. Come on.
They feel that if Meghan does more on her own, she'll have more opportunities to save her career.
She's got more opportunities of having diarrhea. That's the truth of it, not career. What bleeding career? She was a bit part in Suits and she did some poo spray and opened some boxes. I mean, is that a career or am I sheltered? I don't know. Honest to God, that blessed woman. I mean, are there any elderly folk that she can break? Are there? Or maybe some children she could bully? I mean, maybe she should get a job as that. Maybe she could play one of the witches in Macbeth. Oh, no, hang on a minute, because she'd need to be an actress to do that, wouldn't she? Yes.
Yeah.
Shakespeare, you
This
know.
follows reports that Harry could go it alone to film
Yes.
a Netflix documentary in Africa.
Between me and you, I think poor old Harry's been going it alone quite a lot, don't you? You know what I mean, capiche? Oh, sorry, what's that about? I don't know what I'm doing, Vutu. It's too hot.
The continent where he and Meghan famously shared their third date.
Oh, God.
Paul Burrell, great to have you on the show. With both individuals pursuing solo projects, there's clearly trouble in paradise.
Well, Mark, quite frankly, the bosses of Netflix and Spotify have given them a reality check because not everybody is interested.
He's being far too nice, isn't he, dear old faithful Paul Burrell? He's like the Royal Labrador, isn't he? Just absolutely, doesn't matter how many times they kick him and shout at him and call him names. He's still there, being polite. Going from the bling solo load of old tosh. I've never heard nothing like it in my life. Jesus. They're as tedious independently as what they are together. There isn't really, you could put a fag paper between those two for tedium. Watching paint dry.
Meghan. And it's becoming quite clear now that their brand is suffering and they need to rebrand and survive. Meghan is a survivor and she's a very calculating woman. And
she survives. I tell you exactly how she survives, young Mr. Paul Burrell. I'll tell you exactly. On this here boiling hot Friday afternoon, I'm not taking any more of the BS from that woman. No, I'm not. After finding out she made the Queen cry, I'll tell you how she survives on her bleeding back. That's how bleeding authentically feminist she is, that little madam. Yes! All I can say, I think Tyler Perry, well, he wants to keep one eye open when he goes to sleep. Yes, and so does Elon Tusk. Yes, he does.
She's a networker.
She's a summit worker. That's being polite.
Next? I think, personally,
she's a hussy.
It's her turn. Harry has done his book.
Yes.
He's been to the coronation. And he's been seen across the world as a court case.
No one cares.
It's now Meghan's turn to get into the pole position. So she has to utilise the knowledge that she has.
What knowledge?
In the film and
she's going to do another porno at 48 years old. I mean, no one's going to watch that, are they? I mean, what's it going to be called? Muffin a MILF?
Entertainment industry by being an actress in Suits
and
going
was that
to
acting?
Movies and the fashion and
movies
industry.
Oh my giddy bleeding on! Hasn't the film industry got enough problems without bleeding giving a part to some double Z lister, madam?
But it's
she's going to get into fashion.
Truth.
She's going to get into fashion. Did he just say she needs to get into fashion? Well, if all of a sudden there's a big bleeding, I don't know, a big sale of, an absolute demand worldwide for the every colour of beige safari dresses where you got a waist just up under your tits, then yes, let her get back into fashion.
They had the world at their feet 5 years ago.
She trod all over
and now it seems to be slipping away from them.
Slipping away.
I personally think that they should get off their backsides and do something for other people.
She's still got my... See that? Vutu from last year, do you remember? That's my scarf she pinched when she came round. Yes, and I haven't forgotten. No, I blimmin' well haven't.
Doing things for themselves. Look at Kate and William.
Look at me, I'm clapping
they
up
are doing their public duty brilliantly. And if only they could be a shadow of Kate and William and go back to Africa and
the problem is Kate and William really work, don't they? That's the problem, you see. And they're gracious and regal and majestic and professional. Well, they're just human beings, aren't they, really? I mean, let's have it right. And Paul Burrell says that they should go back to Africa. I'm going to have a whip round. I think we should start a GoFundMe. So, and I might give Chinese Stan a bit of an heads up. Because, he might be able to give him a bit of a toot-toot around Africa. That will keep him busy as well, won't it? Mind you, to be fair, he'd want to listen to that thing moaning on in the back with every colour of beige.
People who have nothing, then I think they would...
People who have nothing and are essentially brain dead. Here we come. It's Woko. She's coming to hallucinate the world. Yes, Vutu. We can't wait.
In the world. But quite frankly, right now...
Yes.
People aren't particularly bothered.
No.
And it's Meghan's way. And Harry's way.
Yeah.
And it's their truth.
Oh my God, I keep doing that because, look, I do that when I'm annoyed, don't I? I press the wrong bleeding part of the laptop and I get that. And that is a sure sign that I'm wound up. It's their way or what? we've been doing there. Well, I haven't. I've just been stood on the sidelines ripping the bleeding Michael, I have, or ripping the piss, as we like to say over here in Britain. At the end of the day, their way is a load of old tosh that no one's buying into. But anyway, apparently we're going to have more of that. Come on, Mr. Burrell.
It's time to reassess the situation.
Reassess, yes.
Meghan Markle has a long history of dumping people who have served their purpose. Mm-hmm. Her ex-husband, her first husband, Piers Morgan, Lizzie Cundy, even her own father, Thomas Markle. Do you think...
and the Queen, who she made cry. I'm going to get that in on every possible occasion. Yes, I mean, we never really got on board with the whole Catherine thing, did we? I mean, that is disgusting in its own, because Catherine's the sort of lady that, well, she wouldn't cry if she was on fire, would she? Do you get me? Capiche? Then you know what I'm like about kids. And I've made so many pops at her about making a child cry. Just because she's bleeding raw doesn't mean nothing. The child was a child. Hate inverted snobbery as much as I hate snobbery. And that little madam is a snob and an inverted snob. And she made our dear Queen cry. Elder abuse, I'll have you know.
Eventually, she'll do that to old Harry.
Well, do you know what, so Mark? My belief is that this is all going to end in tears. I do believe that...
It won't end in her tears. Well, not unless she paint herself as a victim. Then it might be left eye, tear, go. You never know, do you? Probably will with her. I'm a victim. I had to put up with Baldy Barry. Yes, I did. Oh, it was awful. Yes, it was. So I took myself off and I slipped myself into Elon Tusk's world. Yes, I did. And right now he's threatening to bleed. Well, he's going to put me in a rocket and send me up to bleeding Mars. I'm going to be the first woman on Mars. Yes, I am. With Elon Tusk. And to be fair, that would be a wonderful outcome, wouldn't it? Yes, we'd all be out there, wouldn't we? Waving. Bye-bye.
Eventually, Harry will have served his purpose. And Meghan...
There's no old women on Mars that she can bully and make cry, though, is there? And old men that she can break their hearts? No. So she probably wouldn't go to Mars. We wouldn't be that lucky, would we?
Move on. Because she has before, and she'll probably move on to a millionaire next time round who can support her.
Donald Trump wants to look out, doesn't he? And old Mark Zuckerberg, yes. What's that other one? Mr. Bezos, isn't he single? Didn't his wife just take him for half of everything? Yes. Oh dear, I think they should all be put on watch, a strict watch and protection orders. Restraining order to keep the Markle away from them. Yes, she smells money. She's like bleeding flies to jam. She is when she can smell it round the bleeding corner. That woman, yes, she can.
In the lifestyle to which she's accustomed already. She already has 2 children who are prince and princess. So
well, we've yet to
Harry
see
should
that.
Look very closely at this and think, well, what's going to happen to me next? I honestly,
Harry ain't that deep. He's like a bleeding. Well, he's like a spaniel, isn't he? Basically, he just wants his tummy tickled, some sex, something to eat, a good dump, and wag his tail and get petted quite a bit, and then he's quite happy. He's not got many sides, old Bazza, has he? Poor old Baldy Barry. So, I think old Burrell's accrediting him with too much intellect there. I don't think that's going to happen. Basically, she's probably already changed her bed sheets. Do you get me? Capiche? She's one of these, I think we've all known them, haven't we, ladies, that she never moves on until she's got her sights fixed. Well, she's got another bloke in the crosshairs, let's put it that way,
You think that the British people would welcome Harry back?
Yeah.
And certainly his brother would. Yeah. And that would actually solve the situation and the rift which has grown between Harry and William. But if Harry comes back to Britain, he'll certainly be coming alone.
Yes.
Because
He's been coming alone for a very long time, Mr. Burrell. Anyway, bye-bye now.